for thorium energy, and we are the leading researchers for thorium in the world. Okay, and this is my story. India's rise is unstoppable. When you look at Germany, Japan, and China, all three, they were aided economies. They were aided by the West. And they had a peace dividend. Japan and Germany had a peace dividend from Second World War. China had a peace dividend from Vietnam War, 79. 30, 40 years of peace. You not had this thing. You are an opposed economy. Everyone opposed you. Sanctions, this, that. You had wars. Even now you are having wars, and yet still you are growing. There must be something in this land of ours, in this country of ours, and the people whom all of us represent in this room, that it doesn't matter what happens, India grows. If the Englishman is not around. Okay. You had proxy wars, you had insurgencies, Punjab, Kashmir, this, that, and you beaten all of them. You are the only country in the world who has, taken out insurgencies and brought peace. No other country has been able to do it, except probably Ireland, right? UK and Ireland. No other country. Because we have a humane way of doing things. We treat even that insurgent as our brother, despite the fact that fellow shoots us. But in the long run, it has paid us results. What are the challenges? That's the thing. And we have to look at a geopolitical mandala for this. And what does this mandala consist of? It consists of this. This is the mandala. Strategic relations, intermediate neighborhood, near neighborhood, right? Immediate neighborhood, and your internal issues. We'll go over it quickly. Look, your immediate neighborhood, strategic neighborhood, consists of Pakistan, China, and your Indian Ocean region. It is hostile, and it is the prime driver of our security and growth. I would say not as far as growth is concerned, the Indian Ocean, gives you opportunity to grow. China and Pakistan give you the opportunity to regress or force regression on us. If you look at it overall, our relationship is adversarial, direct, and deteriorating. It's not improving. It's constantly challenging us. Like at this point of time also, we are being challenged and threatened. There's a threat of collusivity between China and Pakistan. We are living in this intense nuclear environment. You are subject to proxy, grey zone, all kinds of warfare. It's the most complex environment and most consequential for India's growth. And what's happening in Pahalgam is a representative of this. Then you have this near neighborhood, all these chunmuns around us. Okay? Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Maldives, and Afghanistan. These are all unstable. They are always in some problem or the other. Our relationship with them has been episodical. Today we are good with Pakistan, Bangladesh. Tomorrow Yunus comes, wo katti ho gaya. Okay. That's the way it is. Some Premadasa comes and Ranutanga comes, or that's a revolving door in Sri Lanka. With every change, there's another relationship which comes in. It's the same for everyone. Earlier we were not happy with bad Taliban. Now that same Taliban has become good Taliban and you're friendly with him. But that's the nature of the beast. All these fellows, all these small chipmunks, we have to take them along. And all these are subject to giving us threats indirectly because they become hosts for others. And the threat comes to you through them, like it's happening now with Bangladesh. There's an implicit threat of China through Bangladesh. Or for that matter, Nepal. I mean, what's the threat from Nepal, you will say, from China? China is trying to say, look, Buddhism was born in China. That is their narrative. Buddhism is a Chinese religion. No, they'll say, Buddhism came out of communism. That's the narrative they'll start. But that's the challenge which is coming. And then, of course, you have an ethnic overflow. You go to any part of Chennai, every street you'll have at least 3-4 Nepalese today. They're doing small jobs, living, everything. You need them because people in Tamil Nadu don't work those jobs. They're gone to better jobs. So someone has to do those low-level jobs. But that creates ethnic transfers. Okay? And it's been our constant problem, challenge, everything to keep these people in our sphere. And they also challenge the local politics. Like Sri Lanka challenged the local politics in Tamil Nadu. Today, Bangladesh is challenging the local politics in West Bengal. And once upon a time, Pakistan challenged the local politics in Punjab or in Kashmir. That also happens. It threatens your democracy at the grassroots level. Okay, if India has to grow and emerge as a net security provider, these extended geographies, which I have spoken of, are very, very, very relevant. Then we'll talk of the intermediate neighborhood, the third circle of the mandala. I'm giving you this mandala only for a reason. People have to start studying Chanakya all over. All your young guys, it's more interesting to read the business economy of Chanakya than Wharton School of Business or what is taught in Harvard. I realized it late because, we I'm sure my senior Marshal Vartaman will agree. India didn't, give us freedom to think of anything else except front roll and get going, So we didn't have to, right? We weren't exposed to that kind of education. But those of you kids who are, young, bright faces, who are looking for a future, start reading, our own scriptures because they have more management, they have more leadership, they have more science in it than anything else. For that matter, even Ramayana and Mahabharata, or for that matter, anything. Okay, when I go to the intermediate neighborhood, that is Central Asia, Middle East, Africa, South Korea, Japan, ASEAN, and Australia, is a land of opportunities. All these countries, these geographies need us. But there will be turmoil and conflict because today Middle East is in conflict, Africa is in conflict. Africa has the biggest conflicts. In fact, you'll be surprised, in the past 30-40 years, maximum casualties, deaths have happened in the last year in Africa, which we don't know. We always think it's Israel-Gaza. Israel-Gaza to chillar hai. It's happened in one day, that's about all. Otherwise, you go to Sahel region, that is along the Tropic of Cancer. People just die by the dozens every day. Okay, but in this neighborhood, you have huge energy and trade links. Historical, civilizational. If you see, why is Malappuram a Muslim belt? Because of trade links with the Arabs. And if you see their religion, the Islam which is practiced in Kerala is far different from the Islam which is practiced up north. Because that was an Islam of invasion, this was an Islam of trade. Okay, so your links are also, cultural links are also connected. And for a growing economy and for a growing population like ours, we are energy deficient, and our linkages with these countries, whether it's Central Asia or Africa or anything, for resources, we need to go there. That's the opportunity. And there you'll find challenges from China, Europe, and everyone. Okay. But then, many of these countries are stable also, and they've helped us. Like Japan has stood by us at our point of misery. Going back 20, 30, 40 years, it has always stood by us politically wherever it is. If you are part of the Quad, it is because of Japan. It is Japan who said, look, without India, we can't handle China. Right? And again, all these countries need India as a hedge. They need India as a hedge. Just 4 days back, we were in Tata Motors. My wife and I had gone to visit Tata Motors in Ranchi, and we were asking, oh, where do your trucks go and all that? So, we saw a lot of green trucks. So this is for army. I said, oh, army wants so many trucks. He said, no sir, not Indian army, Nigerian army. Changing. Nigerian army wants Indian trucks. This is something I have learned now. Earlier I didn't know. Okay, of course, Tata's has a brand value and name in Africa from long. But today it's taking on a different dimension. And then you have strategic relationships. These are critical. Those are the ones with Russia, EU, France, USA, Israel and Quad, where you have dependencies for arms, ammunition. Arms, ammunition dependency is not what you buy today, what you bought 20 years back. You have a Mirage still up in the air. You need still, parts from France. You can't, just cut it off. Or for that matter, Russia. You have tanks from Russia. You might not buy tanks today from Russia, but you still need spares from there. Right? And that gives you a forward linkage. That is why, because France has been such a dependable, strategic partner to us, you say, okay, we take Rafales. Now that you've taken Rafales for the next 50 years, 60 years, you have no choice but to be with France. Knowing fully well, France will sell that Mirage to Pakistan also. But then you are growing as a power, you have to handle it. You have to handle this thing as a great nation. Right? And these are all changing power equations. And a lot of comparisons and comparative assessments you have to continually keep taking. And no relationship is stable. If you see the trajectory of India-US relationship, it has gone through so many ups and downs. And it changes with each thing. So you have to be alive to the fact that these people, you need them. You can't do away with them. Their thing will also be episodic and cyclical. But at the end of the day, you have to stand on your own. And that's where you are going. I mean, believe you me, you are going there. All of you. Long back, I've been saying this now for a few people. Someone said, look, you have to go to Ranchi for delivering a talk. I said, who will go to Ranchi? Because I have to go to Ranchi, I don't know how to go there first. Does a train go to Ranchi? If it goes, from where all it will go? I'll have to go to Tata Nagar. Tata Nagar, where is Tata Nagar? All these questions will come. Where will I buy a ticket? Today it's not there. You catch a flight from here in the evening at 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock you're in Ranchi. Next day 10 o'clock you catch a flight, you're back. It's not only to Ranchi. From here you can go to Dehradun. Okay, you can go to Ahmedabad, you can go to Goa, you can go to any place in India, you can go to Guwahati in the morning and come back in the night, or at best in 24 hours you can do that. You want to go from here to Lucknow and Lucknow to Guwahati and back, you can do it in one day. Things are changing. You actually have to do this to understand where we are. No one goes by train, upward mobile people. But if you go by train, you want to go by Vande Bharat. Again, all ex-India officers here will understand. Krishnasamy will tell us. The only booking we did for a train was a bottle of rum. You go and give it to that conductor, he'll give you a seat. What that seat will be, it will be a second, two-tier seat next to the bathroom or something like that. And that's it. That lot of change has come. Yeah. But we have a lot of internal issues. It's not as if everything is nice and great. We have tremendous internal issues. Okay. We are energy deficient. As we keep growing, your energy requirement will also grow and you don't have energy. You're not endowed with oil. So you have to beat this problem every time. Climate change doesn't hit China alone, it hits us also. It's hitting us here. How do you cope with this climate change? Are we seeing any action for climate change? We are disaster prone. The good thing is you know how to cope with disasters. But the bad thing is the disasters are hitting us more. As you keep developing, the level of damage will become more. Again, I come to Chennai. When I was young, before I went to India, you mean to say these storms were not there? They didn't have a name, Hudhud, Budhud and all that. But the storms were there. We used to get blown away. Those of you who don't know, in the Madras harbor, there was a couple of Polish ships. They got grounded. For about 5 years, they were on Marina Beach. Okay? They couldn't be taken out. After that, someone did whatever they did and slowly it vanished. There were storms, but today when storms happen, every year someone has to rescue each other. Why? Developed. So how you cope with this climate change is an issue. Then you have strategic dependencies, which I spoke of. How do you get off them? You have to develop your own technology. Are we doing it? That's a great challenge. Then you have politics. In India, it's never good what's good for India. It's always good what's there for me in my state and my power and my party. Okay, I should remain the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. To hell with everything else. I mean, that goes for UP, it goes for every state. Our center-state relations, if you see in the past 10 years, have gone from bad to worse. Okay. So, and our politics are polarized. We are polarized on religion, we are polarized on language, all those things. And these are all fundamentally power politics, which will be a great challenge as you grow. Because these challenges will become the fissures which will be exploited by others. You don't have a strategic culture. We don't think big. Many of you will be saying, hey, what is this old man talking nonsense? We'll never be a power. Oh, China wala will become a big power, not us. He can't be. It's not so. Okay. Anyway. And then we have this thing of improving situation in J&K. Notwithstanding whatever happened in Pahalgam the other day. Yeah, we'll just finish. This is the last one. So, right, our situation in J&K overall has improved. Manipur is in turmoil. It's not yet come out of turmoil. We have a whole lot of ethnic and religious factors in our society. We don't have a good defense industrial base. And last but not the least, we don't have adequate budgets and capacities. Okay? I'll not go through all this. With this, these are the issues which I thought I'll put across to all of you. Right? I'm now prepared to take on questions on any aspect which I've spoken of. I'm open. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, the question is, as you can see, is how do you assess the current security situation in Jammu and Kashmir in light of changing military patterns and cross-border tactics? Urgent.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah. First class. Look, the current security situation in Jammu and Kashmir is quite stable. If you leave out this incident, quite stable. While the incident is grim and gory and, it's a massacre, it's not there. I mean, it's not the same. You see the outpouring of people. The people on the streets of Jammu and Kashmir, going on strike for such an incident. And in support of, the government of India, this is the first time in the past 30, 40 years. It's never happened. So there's a grassroots change which is happening. And this security, whatever happened in Pahalgam, is not it's It's not because of the security situation as a whole as much as it is Pakistan initiated with a plan, right? And so I'm very confident that things have changed. Okay. The natural question will be, look, how can it be when 26, we'll just come to this. How can it be possible when, you still have a problem with Pakistan? The issue is if you can sort out Pakistan, then you sorted out the problem in J&K. I mean, the J&K which I've served in when I was a younger officer in counterinsurgency is far different from the J&K which is there today. So I'm optimistic. Okay, how can India balance its strategic partnerships with both Western allies and regional powers like Russia and China in today's shifting geopolitical landscape? Well, that's the challenge. That's the challenge. With every country, you have a certain amount of strategic balance, a give and take, right? A certain amount of dependency or otherwise. So this is something you have to keep playing it. And if you can't do that, you are not a big power. And you have to start exercising your strengths and covering up your weaknesses to be able to handle each of them. And good, bad or ugly, we are going to always face a challenge from China. Without doubt. We can depend on Russia to a large extent, but Russia has its own problems. So as a result, today you are forced to go towards USA with whom you can't trust. USA is not someone who's your neighborhood friendly Superman or something like that. USA is as big a problem for our security as anyone else. So this is an environment in which we have to live and we have to respond based on our national interests. Yeah.
What strategic shifts have you observed in the role Pakistan-based actors post the abrogation of the Article 370, and how should India respond? From Shalini, the question comes from.
Yeah, thanks a lot. The strategic shift, there's no strategic shift from Pakistan-based actors. There are no actors. There's only one actor, that's the Pakistan Army. The rest are all, of those people. So you have to sort out Pakistan Army. And the strange thing about Pakistan Army, just think, Pakistan Army has been defeated by us in every war. 65, 47, 62, 65, 71 and Kargil. You have also been able to, counter them completely, the CI also. But with every defeat, this army has become stronger politically in Pakistan. That's the contradiction which you have to handle. So how do you defeat it? How do you defeat an army which becomes stronger with every defeat? Okay? It's not a matter of military strength, it's a matter of political strength. That's the contradiction which we have to handle. And that's where I think in this current situation we should not go military. There's no military option. What you have is a political option. What you have is, the Indus Water Treaty is a nuclear option if you know how to handle it well. And you have to handle it well and don't expect immediate results. Pakistanis have got an immediate threat. But, again, Article 370 was something masterstroke. Because when you dealt with J&K politically, the military didn't have a handle to stand on. And they were left on the sidelines. And you change the equation. Similarly, you have to change the equation with Indus Water Treaty or whatever you want to do to change the equation. You have to change the equation internally also. You have to start interfering in Pakistan. I mean, that's something we have not done. High time we started interfering with them politically. Yeah.
What should be India's strategic approach to dealing with non-traditional security threats like cyber warfare, space conflicts, and information warfare?
That's a very standard question and a logical question. You have to be self-sufficient. As simple as that. You have to be dependent on yourself. You have to be security conscious. And one of the first things you do is stop using Chinese smartphones. Half your problem will go. Okay? But that they are the cheapest, so that's the contradiction, which is a challenge which all of us have to face. Right? Yeah.
How critical is India's defense diplomacy in forging alliances, and what should be its priority regions and groupings in this regard?
Yeah.
It's come from Jay Shankar, the question.
Thank you. Your defense diplomacy in forging alliances is increasingly becoming more important in the way you behave. Right? And to that extent, whether it's Quad, I2U2 or any other thing, is going to become critical. There's nothing which you say is this is one grouping which serves all my issues. You have to look to the west, you have to look to the east. Your challenges are from all directions. You have challenges from China, you have challenges from energy, you have challenges from non-state actors, you have challenges from rising fundamentalism, you have challenges from Western hegemonistic practices. So everything is at this thing. So you have to have a multilateral approach. Horses for courses. Yeah.
What lessons can India learn from global military powers in terms of civil-military integration and defense innovation ecosystems? It's come from N.D. Suresh.
Yeah, you have a lot to learn, and we are learning. Everyone talks of civil-military fusion and integration with China, but the biggest amount of civil-military fusion and integration happened in USA. And if you go look, before that it happened with Great Britain. The history of every colonial power is a thing of civil-military integration. If the civil-military integration was not so much, UK wouldn't have ruled the world the way it did, the global power. So there's these days everyone talks as if China is the one who discovered civil-military fusion. It's not so. As you keep going up the value chain of global power, you have to develop your own civil-military integration. Do we have it at the level at which we want? Not yet. Are we going there? Yes, we are a work in progress.
Has the restructuring of the armed forces, deployments and intelligence sharing post-2016, example after Uri and Pulwama, improved tactical outcomes in J&K?
Yeah. They've changed the scene completely. But intelligence is such a game which is, you're never sure of everything. There'll always be gaps in intelligence. So you have to cope with them. Yeah, we've done this.
How can India balance its strategic partnership? Oh, no. This one. Okay.
All this is the same.
Oh, it's the same? Okay. You said, okay. How can India counter the growing influence of China in the immediate neighborhood and the Indian Ocean region? Question from Sarvesh.
Yeah, you have to invest more in your maritime systems. You have to put more into global trade. You have to invest more into your shipping. That's the trade and military part of it. You also have to develop better relationship with all your neighbors. And like I said, that's going to be a challenge always. And China will remain your major challenge. But here the good thing is, China has its own problems, which I said. So you have time. It's not as if time is, you're up against the wall. You have time to grow before China makes a complete entry out here. It's going to be a tough time, and this is going to be a major challenge. Yeah.
Sectarianism, money laundering and opium trade are the most common factors in terms of insurgency currently, as well are we really weak on grassroots level? Okay. Even after several initiatives in Sri Lanka.
See, that's largely a matter of our culture. It's a matter of how we have evolved as a society. It's not a matter of how we think ourselves as a nation. And our growth opportunities which the nation has given to itself. Right? Sectarianism is largely disappeared. There is remnants of sectarianism. But if you just look, say, sectarian riots in Hyderabad, or ethnic riots in Hyderabad, or
close the device.